Julian, the SEO secrets, the gurus do not want you to know. Shame on those gurus. And instead, we're actually going to be giving some value, and I'll be answering your questions live on the call today. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them. And this is based on doing over 500 AI SEO experiments. You can see that I post new videos pretty much every single day when it comes to SEO. And you can also see some of our members, for example, you can see some of the latest reviews from the SEO boardroom are saying some pretty awesome stuff like, this is the guy I now follow for everything SEO. Another one says, fantastic community. Julian Goldie is a Let's have a look. We joined Julian Goldie's agency SEO community a month ago, and it's been transformative. Julian provides clear, actionable tutorials without any fluff. Basically, that's what we're all about, giving you actionable advice without any fluff. And with that, we're going to get straight into the comments. And I figured, why not do this live straight before the England match? Because let's be honest, it's going to be way more entertaining on this channel, and then I can pop off for the England match afterwards before getting jet lag. Now, Mazin says, hi, Goldie. Shout out to you. And Caramel SEO Web gives us a little cheeky arrow. And Jaden says, afternoon, Julian. Afternoon to you too. Good to see you on it. So if nobody has any questions just yet, I'm going to get straight through to the latest YouTube comments, which you can see over here. And one of the first things that I got asked recently, and this was about my AI SEO showdown, where I compared auto blogging versus Copper AI versus SEO writing AI. By the way, we've got more tutorials on all three of those coming this week. But you can see here that a quick non-SEO question about monetization was, regarding your media via an ad revenue for cheaper birds, do you not feel that Amazon associates would pay you more? And what I would say to that is that when it comes to monetizing your website, right? Mediavine is great, but you want to supplement it with affiliate too, right? So for example, if you look at the way that I monetize this channel, if you look at the way that I monetize my articles, if you've seen any of my other case studies, is that we make money with ads, we'll make money with Amazon affiliate, we'll also make money with communities that we've got running, courses, etc., and an agency, right? And basically at every stage of the funnel, no matter what someone's willing to spend, you should have a product ready to sell. Now, that doesn't mean that you create everything at once. So you might spend the first 90 days getting enough traffic just to be able to monetize with ads. And that's like the very, very much like the baseline of earning revenue. And then from there, you can build up and you can start creating affiliate articles, right? Maybe you target, for example, in the birds niche is something like the top 10 hanging bird baskets, something like that. We did a lot of Amazon affiliate content for the birds website. And then from there, what you can figure out, okay, is like, what sort of info products could I release that people will be interested in? And basically at every stage of the pipeline, you want to be able to monetize in a way where you can squeeze more money out of the audience you've already got in a way that actually helps them and gives them value, right? So let me place this on a whiteboard. I'll show you exactly what I mean I reckon what Kazra Dash would take the piss out of me for this, but I'm going to draw a little cheeky diagram here and explain exactly what I mean, right? So essentially, when I'm first monetizing the website, and I'm going to put $ over here, and then I'm going to put complexity over here, right? Because it is more complex to do each stage, right? And the more complex and the more skills required to monetize something, typically the more money you make. Just to give you a really example, if you look, for example, at ads are very, very simple. You just place a code on your website and you make a little bit of money with that, right? And then you can start generating affiliate articles and you can make good money with that. But I tend to see like most affiliates don't, and they tend to get wiped out eventually. And so I would say that's a little bit more complex than ads, and it's going to generate some money. But then you're actually going to make way more money with an info product, right? So for example, if you can launch a course that people actually find very useful, and you're going to get a lot of people quick, valuable wins with your community, then you're going to make more money, right? And so on and so forth. For example, like providing a service is way up here because it's very, very complex. Like you have to hire, you have to build systems, you have to build workflows, you have to get the right people in place, and you have to manage and lead your team really well. At the same time, that's going to make you a lot more money because it's so complex, but it's more scalable as well. And so at each stage of the process, it's a different skill set and a different level up, but that's how you can make more money continuously over time. Jeff Meekin says, Mr. Goldie, nice lighting. Looks like you're going to do a seance. Well, you never know. We could, we might just, if we have no more questions to answer, maybe we could get onto that. I've never seen a YouTube live that does one of those, but it could be interesting. I don't think I'm qualified for that, but You never know. It's one of those. So we're going to keep going through some of the latest questions right here. And by the way, if you have questions, you need some help, etc., then just feel free to just shout out inside the comment section, and we can run through more of them. Now, let's have a look what else we've got here inside the comments. So one of the things that a lot of people were talking about was the how to do keyword research on Perplexity, right? And I think a lot of people struggle with this. Now, if you really need some like in-depth help, I would highly recommend that you check out this workflow. It's absolutely amazing. You can do it for free with Perplexity. But basically, one of the best ways that you can use Perplexity is for keyword research. As an example of that, if we go to our library over here, you can do this for free and you can find low competition keywords quite easily. You can, for example, go to an example collection that I've made. And I've actually shared this inside my free course if you want to get access. But inside this keyword planner tutorial, this is a keyword planner tool, basically, kind of like a custom GPT. But I think that actually Perplexity is easier to use than custom GPTs and more consistent. And what you can do is you can use this collection that's already pre-prompted to give us 20 keyword ideas to our niche and to find relevant low competition keywords that are quite simple but easy to rank for, right? And so, for example, if I say niche equals SEO training inside the keyword planner right here, and we'll open this up, you can see, for example, it's going to generate a bunch of relevant keyword ideas that potentially we could rank for. Now, you got to use a bit of common sense because not all of these are going to have a decent amount of traffic volume. But if we take the top example right here, we can plug this into Keyword Explorer inside Ahrefs just to validate that actually these keywords are low competition and we can rank for them and they do get traffic. If we plug that into Ahrefs Keyword Explorer right here, you can see that the keyword difficulty is really easy. Now, I wouldn't worry about traffic potential because obviously this is for Hong Kong and we've not set up Hong Kong inside the location search. But just to give you an idea of how easy it is to rank for these keywords and find easy keywords in literally one click using this free tool that I've made for everyone watching right here, just by adding your niche, you can see how easy it is to find low competition keywords for free. You don't need to pay for it all. You can use Perplexity. It's free. So really powerful way to find low competition keywords that you can actually rank for. And that's basically how it goes. FactWave says AI news article is ranked in Google. So actually, there was a SEO boardroom community member who posted today about ranking in Google with the new feature on auto blogging, right? So basically, what they did is they created a piece of news, published it to the website, and it was ranking within, I think it was ranking within about 24, 48 hours, something like that. And they showed the screenshot of the actual article ranking, the keyword, and the website actually ranking for that keyword. And so I've not personally tested it because I don't actually have any AI news websites, right? And also, I'm a bit wary about this sort of stuff because obviously, if I'm publishing news, I want to make sure it's fact checked, right? And so I don't want to be pumping out loads of fake news out there. And so I think it works from what I've seen from other SEO boardroom members, but I think you got to be just a little bit careful. Like if you're going to publish news using AI, then be very, very careful in terms of fact checking it. I've got loads of quality control videos inside my free course. If you want to get access to that, links in the comments and description. But yeah, it works for sure. It's just a case of making sure that you actually put the right information out there and don't confuse anyone. So we're going to keep going through some of these questions right here, and we'll see what else we've got right here. This is a good one, actually. I get comments on this video every single day, and it was recorded about 2 years ago. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about this tweet, this short right here. So if we open up this short, I'm just going to mute it so that we don't have any noisy stuff. Still played the noise anyway. But what you can see here is this is a video about how I learn SEO, and one of the comments I get really pretty frequently, like every single day on this video, is people searching on how to learn SEO. And in this video, I basically say you can learn SEO by doing SEO and learning everything about it, right? Which is not a very clear answer. I'll be 100% honest. Now, I think there's several ways to learn SEO, and you kind of have to do all of them, right? So if you want to learn SEO, and this is something that I get asked like pretty much every single day on my YouTube channel, on that particular video as well. And I would say if you want to learn SEO, the best way, easiest way by far, is to start ranking your own content. 99% of SEOs that I see on Upwork and other freelance platforms are not running their own SEO projects. And I think that's an absolute shame because number one, you're always going to learn more by doing it yourself. But number two, every single client who's going to hire you is going to want to see whether you actually do SEO and whether you know your stuff or not. And so if you can set up your own projects, and it's very easy. I mean, you could even set up your own SEO project on YouTube. Like a lot of my videos rank on Google using YouTube SEO, right? And so there's no excuse for not doing this. Like it's free, it's easy, you can do it today, and it's only going to make you more money because you can land more clients. And also you're going to make money from the actual content you rank. But the best way is to start ranking your own content. You can either create your own website or you can use other platforms like, for example, YouTube, and it's very, very powerful to rank with these methods, right? The next method is to, I would say, like, I don't know how to explain this. I would say track and iterate is probably the best way, right? So typically what you're going to see, and I track this every single day, is you're going to see that some of your content ranks and some of it doesn't. And it's on you to track and iterate what ranks and what doesn't, right? And so every single day, I have a little thinking session to myself. And I'm trying to ask myself, right, what do I need to eliminate to move faster? AKA, what's not working right now? And what do I need to start doing, or what's working right now that I need to double down on, right? If you ask yourself those two questions, you're taking action and you're learning, but at the same time, you're iterating along the way. Because, for example, if you run into a brick wall, you might run into it 2 or 3 times. But after the second or third time, you iterate and you're like, right, I'm going to run around it, or I'm going to jump over it, or I'm going to roll underneath it, whatever it is. And basically, that's the second best way to learn SEO is by tracking it, iterating, and improving your results. The third best way, and I would say this is very, very crucial. This is what I had when I was learning SEO, is having a mentor or someone around you to give you feedback, right? Because quite often you're going to make mistakes on your own if you try and do SEO alone. If you try and implement every single thing from this channel, for example, if you try to implement all the workflows that I've created as a beginner, it'd be almost impossible because it's too many distractions. You haven't got enough focus. And so that would be one of the biggest problems you're going to encounter, right? The same, like if you, for example, try to implement this strategy right here, it might be that you accidentally skip a step or you miss something, right? That's absolutely crucial to the process. Kind of like if you're baking a cake, if you put one piece of paprika inside there, no matter how good the recipe is, no matter how good you are at cooking, that one little bit of paprika can ruin the whole recipe, right? And so I would say these three things are absolutely crucial when it comes to learning SEO. But if you implement every single one of them and you're going, right, I'm going to test maybe ranking 3 articles today. Then I'm going to track and iterate and make sure they actually rank. And I'm going to look at what works and what doesn't. And I'm going to say, right, here's 3 ways I can improve today. And then you repeat and rinse and repeat every single day. And then the final method is just having a mentor or someone around you to give you feedback. Now, that could be your manager. It could be, for example, joining a community like the SEO Boardroom. It could be posting on Facebook groups and asking for feedback there. But the main thing is you have someone that can analyze and find the mistakes you're making so that you don't keep making them and so that you can learn from your mistakes, right? Kind of like if you were learning Muay Thai, you wouldn't try and learn it yourself. You would try and learn it from someone who's been there and done it, you know, like a master or someone who's done 200 Muay Thai fights. That's the way that I see it in terms of learning SEO. Now, we've got a few more questions inside the comments. Mike 4G says live on LinkedIn. Let's go. And SEO per hero says, hi, Julian. How can a new website obtain high DR backlinks for free with directory sites? Okay. So when it comes to link building, you can get free backlinks from directory sites, but the problem with those is that they're not exclusive, right? They're not editorially added. There's no quality control. So, for example, if you want a backlink from a directory site, all you have to do is log into that site. Maybe you pay a little bit of money, and then from there you can easily just set up your own, backlink via that directory. And the problem with that is that not only can you do that, but every single other spammer on the internet can do it too. So, for example, if someone's running a casino, if someone's running a Viagra website, if someone's running like a really dodgy business, they can build the same backlinks as you, which means they have no exclusivity, no scarcity, and they're not very valuable. Whereas, for example, and I'm going to show you a few examples right here, if you try and build backlinks with, for example, like Outreach, then the backlinks you're going to receive are going to be much more powerful and relevant, and there's going to be a lot more quality control involved in the process. Basically, and I'm going to open up Google's link scheme guidelines right here. Let's pop these open. These are like kind of like a do's and don'ts for link building. We shall try and find it. Let me find it right here. Basically, there needs to be a editorial process when adding backlinks to your website. So how can you do that? Well, one of the best ways, for example, like if you look at this website, it's gone from DR0 to DR49 in literally 3 months, right? And I've not published much content on that site. That's why it's not getting a lot of traffic. But if we check out the backlinks that this website has received, what you'll see here is that we're building backlinks from outreach and then sending those to our website about the same topic, right? So, for example, if you look at this website, you can see that we've received a backlink from this particular website and it's sending a backlink to our site about SEO, right? So this particular article is about SEO. We're getting a backlink to our page about SEO. It's a DR65, and the website owner literally had to go into their website and add the backlink editorially, right? So there's a quality control process in there, and it's not just like some automated spam. If I had a really dodgy looking website or a really spammy business, then the backlinks that I'm trying to build right here wouldn't get built because the website owner would be like, there's no way I'm going to link to that, right? And so you really want to focus on editorially added backlinks, not automated ones like directories. Directories can help in terms of the foundational links to your website, but honestly, I just won't recommend it. So yeah, basically use outreach. The other method that you can use is PR, but I'm not going to go too much into that. I've done already a 1-hour masterclass on that already this week. If you just type in Julian Goldie PR link building, you'll find it on YouTube, and you can learn exactly how to get free backlinks with PR as well. Fat J says, did you check out Otto SEO? If so, can you maybe make a review? I actually haven't heard of Otto SEO, so maybe I'll look at that in the future. And Caramel SEO Web says, Julian, you are a mentor. So thanks so much. Glad this is helping. And Sherry TV says, should we start a new website as my previous tech websites are hit by Google updates? Great question. So I have kind of like a new philosophy when it comes to ranking with SEO and starting new websites, right? And basically, I think it's quite foolish to create a new website unless you start doing the step that I'm about to show you, right? And so a lot of people won't tell you this, but if you rush, let's break down the process. If you create a new website and you spend 6 to 12 months of your time, your energy, your money, your resources, etc., there's a massive opportunity cost, because if you're working on that website, you can't do anything else, right? And so if you jump into a new website and a new niche, you have no idea whether it's actually profitable or not, and whether you can realistically rank for it or not. So what I like to do is I will test if I can rank for it, and then also if I do rank for it, does it make me money? Now, it does sound like you've built your own websites in the past, your own tech websites that got hit by the Google updates. So you'll already have a bit of an advantage because you already have the data on what converts and what makes money or not, hopefully, right? But basically, you want to test, first of all, before building a new website, if you can rank for it. And then step number 2 is, if you do rank for it, aka the keywords you're going for, or the niche or the topic or whatever, does it actually make you money? Because a lot of people spend 6 to 12 months trying to rank for a keyword, and then once they're ranking for it and getting the traffic they want, they're actually not converting that traffic, right? It's not making as much money as they thought, and therefore the project doesn't justify all the investment that went into it. And then if you've tested it and you can rank for it, and if you do rank for it, it does make you money, then you would use the data to create a new website. What do I mean by the data? Right. So, for example, the keywords that make you money, the types of content that rank, the topics you can actually rank for, and the affiliate programs or funnel links that actually convert. And you use all of this data right here to start your new website. And you've already got an advantage then, because anyone else who's starting a new website, it's probably skipped stage one and skipped stage two. And it's only after you've completed both stages that you would go on to create a new website. Now, you might say, well, how do you test if you can rank for it? Well, for example, what I typically do is I'll use another platform where I know I can rank quickly. For example, like it could be YouTube, it could be, for example, like LinkedIn, might be Medium, something like that. These are all platforms that I know I can realistically rank for pretty quickly. And then I can test and get the data on whether that traffic actually makes money and converts or not. But that's essentially it. Think Different says, "Hey Julian, I'm going to master guest post and PR link building. Is it a good idea?" So, if I had a choice, I would master outreach because I think it's the most scalable way to build backlinks. And out of everything that I've done, for every client that I've worked with and all my other websites, I've seen the most impact from outreach link building, right? So I think that's probably the best place to start. For example, like link inserts, it could be guest posts, etc. But basically, whether you're doing PR link building or whether you're doing inserts or whether you're doing guest posts, you want to stay laser focused on that one type of link building for at least 90 days and just crack the code on it. And like you say, master it, right? You can't really do both at once. So for example, if I try and do guest posting and PR link building at the same time, then my energy is split 50%, right? And I can't master both if I'm doing both. I can only really master one. And so I would focus on one for 90 days, crack the code, aka get regular and consistent backlinks. And then from there, outsource it to someone else. But that's pretty much it. PR link building definitely works. I believe that when it comes to outreach, it's more scalable, right? So, for example, if you have multiple clients, if you have multiple websites, etc., then it's much easier to scale outreach versus scaling PR link building. And also, a lot of the backlinks you get from PR link building are very high DR from very impressive websites, but typically they're often no followed, right? So, for example, if I look at my backlink that I got from Forbes, yes, it's a DR94 backlink, but it's also no follow too, which means that the power isn't as high as your typical link from what I've seen so far. Jayant says, "Sir, you share everyday new things. That's great, but don't you feel confused or overwhelmed sometimes?" That is a great question. So, for me, I try and simplify everything, right? And I always ask myself, like, okay, what's going to give me the highest output for the lowest input, aka leverage, right? So, for example, there's a million things I could test with SEO. I could test whether no follow links work. I could test if technical SEO works. I could test all 14,000 different factors. But if I do that, then I'm going to get very overwhelmed and confused. So what I try and do instead is just focus on one thing at a time, prioritize, and then ignore the rest until I've completed that test. So for example, you might have seen my video yesterday where I talked about Perplexity and ranking with Perplexity. And so what I did essentially was rank a few articles using Perplexity, share the workflow, and now I'm going to move on to the next workflow. And I guess when you do that as well, and when you teach it and when you break it down into like simplified SOPs and structures and a nice little video tutorial, then actually you have a lot more clarity than if you were trying to run like 5 or 10 different tests at once. So that's one of the best ways. And then also, I really love the game. Like it's very intense, constantly learning and testing and trying new things with SEO. But I think because I have a lot of passion for it, I don't really feel overwhelmed. I feel more like encouraged. It feels like it's more fun to do SEO than ever before. Frank says, "You look like the devil with the red light there." Interesting. I'll have to switch the lighting up. I think it's because it's late at night. I'm actually getting a few more lights in it next week. So hopefully the production quality goes up there. So yeah, if you're enjoying this video so far, please smash a like on it. And I'm going to share my screen. We'll keep running through some of the other questions that we've got so far. So let's see what other questions we've had recently inside the comments. Let's have a look right here. I'm going to run through my latest video and just see if we've had any other questions on that. So let me open this up right here. And this was my video workflow on Claude, as you can see. And so Mad Nomad says, "Thank you. I was trying to find a quick and practical guide to refresh SEO course I studied a few years ago. Could you please suggest a video to improve off-page SEO with the tools explained?" Right. So I think out of everything that I've published recently, One of the best places to start if you really want a refresher on off-page SEO is this video right here. And it's a 37-minute masterclass on how I get free DR91 backlinks on Autopilot. Basically, it breaks down 7 different strategies to get backlinks on Autopilot with proof that they actually work for me. I think that's one of the best places to start. Next up, we've got Groutaz. He says, nicely explained. However, do I need to have everything in one chat or create separate chats for each task, right? So here's what I would do. I'm going to open up this Perplexity SEO workflow. Let me find it right here. I'll just pull it up in a separate tab. 1 second. And I'll show you exactly how to do this. Now, what I might actually do live on this call is just create an actual tool that can do all of this in one shot, right? So let me open up the workflow and the SOP from today, and I'll show you exactly what I mean and how it's going to work. So here's the SOP on using Perplexity SEO. And what we can actually do is just have all of this in one single window. So first of all, I'm going to plug this in right here into the thread, right? I'm going to say, give me 20 keyword ideas, niche equals SEO training for keyword research, etc. Do this, right? And basically, this is a workflow for easily getting relevant content related to the topic that I'm trying to rank for, right? Now, from here, you would generate the outline. And you could actually generate that in the same thread. And then you've got all the history in one thread. So you can just scroll down and see exactly how you generate the article. So for example, we can say with my competitors article, generate an SEO outline, SEO keyword equals. We'll just take a random one like, let's have a look. Well, I mean, just for this example, we'll take one that I've created previously, which is SEO training Vancouver. I'm going to pull up the content from my article about SEO training Vancouver, which is right here. And we can do this inside one thread. We don't need multiple windows, right? So I'm going to open that up and then I'm going to paste it in directly right there. We'll hit enter and we should be good to go. And by the way, if you've not seen the video yet, make sure you do check it out. And I'm just going to, if you want to post more questions inside the comments, please do. And I'll come on to them in a second, but I want to answer this one right here. So now we've got the outline, right? And so what we can do is with the content generation is just keep this all in one single window. So if we scroll down here, we can take some of the headings. So for example, why SEO training Vancouver is essential for business success. We can put that into the heading. We can put in our source context. Like that. I'm going to add the source context. There we go. And we can just generate that in one window. Now, whilst that's generating, what I'd recommend is that you do have Google Docs just open in the background whilst it's generating that content, just so that you can paste the outputs into this document. So let me do that. There we go. And then from there, we can start generating the next header, right? So I'm going to take this prompt and then I'm going to change the heading to the next one inside our outline, which is understanding SEO training. So I'm going to scroll up. I'll replace that with this, paste it in right there, hit Command and Enter if you're on a Mac, and then it will generate the next part. And then I can paste that in right there. And so every single part of the content, even the content outline and even the keyword research, can be generated in one single thread, as you can see right here. And then you've got all the information to go back on. So if you're like, oh, how did I do the keyword research? Oh, it's over here. How did I generate the content outline? Right, it's right here, right? And then you've got everything in one single thread and you can just look back on it. You can give it to your team to show an example of how you generate the content. And step by step works really nicely right there. Jasper Hero says, is placing a link in my client's footer a good idea for link building? I wouldn't say so. I mean, if you're getting, think from what I remember last time I checked, Google actually had a clause in their link scheme guidelines, so basically what not to do. And they said like any sort of like site-wide link that's generated for SEO can potentially, land you a penalty, right? And so I wouldn't avoid those. Instead I would recommend just outreach or something like that. Bear in mind, like once you've got a link from one website, more links from the same website typically have diminishing returns because you've already got the power from that website to your site. And so any more links from that particular website are kind of duplicated and are not going to send more power to your overall domain. They might help rank one individual page if you get, like, say, one link from this website to one article and then one link from this website to another article. But if you're just generating, you know, a link on every single page of that client's website to your site, I don't think that looks very good or very natural to Google. Jayant says, please bring one video on where to find e-commerce offers for monetization. That is an interesting one. So you're trying to figure out, okay, well, like what sort of products can you sell, I guess. And if that's the case, there's a few ways you can do that, right? So I'm just going to open up a couple of examples right here. If you're looking for like affiliate offers that you can potentially find, then you can just type in share a sale, go on to share a sale, and on there they have a marketplace where you can find relevant offers to your niche. You just have to sign up, and then from there, it will give you a bunch of relevant affiliate ideas based on that, right? And share a sale is a pretty easy way to find like relevant affiliate offers. You can also use stuff like ClickBank. ClickBank is decent for finding offers, but it's more like info product offers. So, for example, like courses. And on ClickBank, you can easily find affiliate offers there. Now, if you're looking for relevant e-commerce offers, you can just go on to, say, Amazon, and then you can find relevant products for whatever you want to sell. So let's say, for example, you have a birds website. You can put in site amazon.co.uk, type in birds, and then just find all the relevant products related to birds that are indexed on Google, right? And from there, you've got a bunch of ideas of different Amazon associate products that you could actually post inside your content to generate affiliate income, right? Now, to get a bit more specific, it might be like bird hangers. We'll plug that in and we'll see what's popping directly on here. So, for example, if we go to amazon.co.uk, you can see that it gives us a bunch of different product ideas that we can create and add inside our content. But between Share a Sale, ClickBank, and Amazon, you've pretty much got every single main info product or physical e-commerce product that you can find and promote via your website. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it step by step. Sherry TV says, Julian, what will be your strategy if Google first index your content and after a few weeks you found that Google de-index 50% of your articles? That's the biggest demotivation. So this is something that a lot of people are actually really struggling with right now. So right now, I think because there's so much content flooding the internet, I think because Google's released so many updates recently, and also because they're trying to get rid of spam in the SERPs, obviously, basically, I would say that they're trying to remove any content that's realistically not going to be found on the SERPs, right? So if you have a brand new website and you create loads of content, it gets indexed and then it gets de-indexed, it could be because Google thinks we're not going to show this content to anyone for now, right? This isn't an authoritative website because it's brand new. People aren't likely to see it because it's not ranking, and they're more likely to find the content that's already ranking on the first page. Therefore, we're not going to promote it. I would say that's probably the biggest reason, right? Now, if that happens, just be consistent. Keep publishing content. Keep improving your internal link architecture. Keep posting your content on social media. You can also use indexing tools as well. And just keep being consistent, building more backlinks to your website. Now, over time, that content will gradually index as long as it's high quality. And so if it de-indexes or not, don't let that demotivate you at all, because it's completely normal for a new website. I even see like old websites where, they'll create a bunch of content, it gets indexed next day, and then it gets removed from the index later. And it's like, doesn't matter. It's all part of the journey, right? And you just have to think, if I keep being consistent with everything, if I'm doing all the right things, then eventually more websites can have more and more authority in the eyes of Google, and therefore it's more likely to rank. Rank 1PK says how to integrate the tools made with Claude in WP. They are React based like those you made, so it's pretty messy to do that. Any alternatives that are easier? I mean, one of the easiest ways is you can actually just use something like Fastbots or these other tools and then insert those chatbots directly into your website. So, for example, with Fastbots, you can train it to do whatever you want. It could be like, for example, an SEO calculator. It could be, for example, like inches to centimeters, whatever you're trying to rank for. And you can actually take that bot, and I think they have a certain amount of free usages. So you can give it away for free. And then if it's making money and generating money for your website, then you can go on to the pay plan later. But you can basically embed this to your website. You just copy and paste the HTML code, and then you're good to go. I've also seen the same thing on Go High Level recently. So Go High Level have an AI option inside the CRM, and then you can train that AI to do all the same stuff that Claude's tools do and embed that to your website directly. Additionally, what you could do is you can just ask Claude, like, okay, how do I embed this to your website? And if you have any errors along the way or something's not showing, then just tell Claude and just go back and forth with it until eventually you get it working. I found for example, when I was using ChatGPT to generate some calculators for my website, I found that the original HTML it gave me didn't embed to my website. And so I had to go back and forth with ChatGPT and basically troubleshoot the error codes I was facing. And then eventually it got embedded. So that's one of the best ways to do it. If you're wondering how to embed the HTML, there's a bunch of WordPress plugins that you can use to help you do that. Trader Fox says, "Hey Julian, I'd like to build an Airbnb management business in a local area in France. There is only a few articles with low value. Do you think that I can rank easily, even on a new domain using Perplexity?" So I think all of these AI tools work, right? So for example, whether you're using ChatGPT 4.0, whether you're using Claude, whether you're using Perplexity, they all work. And if you're ranking local areas, then I typically find that SEO is probably easiest this way, right? So for example, if I'm trying to rank for like SEO training, that's going to be much harder and much more complicated versus just trying to rank for like SEO training in Hong Kong or SEO training in Vancouver, etc. And so you can definitely rank for those keywords. You can definitely go and use these AI tools as long as you've got some sort of quality control process in place. There's nothing really stopping you there, but I would just test it as well. Now, if you're struggling to test it, like I say, you can use those other platforms first, figure out, okay, can I rank for it? And then number two, figure out, okay, is it actually making money when I do rank for it? And then from there, figure out, okay, it's time to start my new business or it's time to start building this new website. But I would actually test it first via other platforms until you're good to go. Frank Massotti says, "Can you get me the Perplexity workflow in the SEO Elite Circle or SEO Boardroom?" So I'm just going to open up the SEO Elite Circle right here and I will plug it in. Let me find that for you, sir. But yeah, that's basically it. Jayant says, "Who you call a SEO professional? I am talking about experience." I'm not sure what the question is there, but if you want to reframe it or just go into a bit more detail on that, I'm happy to take a look. And I'm just going to post the Perplexity AICO workflow inside the Elite Circle. Let me share my screen and show you exactly what I mean. So if you've not seen the SEO Elite Circle, it's pretty cool. Some pretty cool stuff in there. So I'm just posting that link for Frank. Frank's in the SEO Elite Circle, and actually he took a website from 0 clicks a day to 1,000 a month with a brand new domain within just like a few weeks, right? And so that was following the processes inside the SEO Elite Circle. Because you can see, for example, we have this 6-week masterclass, this 6-week roadmap on how to rank your website, along with video tutorials on link building, hiring, conversion rate optimization, systems, content, and keywords, right? So step by step, it shows you exactly how to create a high ranking website, just like Frank did. And also you can see that you can DM me here. Now, Frank actually DM'd me a lot and always reached out for help whenever he needed it. And so, if you join the SEO Elite Circle, you can DM me like this, and then you can ask me any questions. And you get instant SEO advice to help grow your website. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits. Is like if you're struggling with a problem, you can solve it in 2 minutes, not in like 2 months. George F says, "Hey Julian, do you think the surge of Perplexity backlinks is due to SEOs using it as a parasite? And if everyone is indeed buying tier twos to their pages, how long do you think it will last?" So I think tier twos have been around for ages. I don't personally use tier twos, so I'm not going to recommend it as an approach, but it's been working for years, right? And if you look at the conversation that I had with Nathan Gotch, there's an interview between me and him, and he goes into depth into his tier two link building system. But yeah, tier twos will last. I think they'll go forever. Now, when it comes to the surge of Perplexity, what I would say with Perplexity is actually from what I've seen, they've actually no indexed the content from users, right? So let me show you an example right here. I want to present and share my screen and show you exactly what I mean. Now, this is based on what I've seen so far. So you can see they've been Perplexity. If you look at the source code from this page that I published, inside the source code, it has a no index tag right there. And basically, unless you're like an admin at Perplexity, you won't be able to index your content. Like it's something they implemented, I think it was just like about 7 days or 2 weeks after their traffic started going to the moon. And so I don't think this is this is literally not going to work as a platform for creating content and ranking it because everything is no index on there. There are much better platforms that you can use. But yeah, one thing I would say though is if you look at Perplexity AI's traffic, it's absolutely insane. So you can see, for example, let's go back like 5 years and see where they've grown from. So and this is pretty inspirational. In January 2023, they only had 4,000 traffic a month. Now, in the space of just 2.5 years, they've grown to 2.6 million traffic. Now, not only is that a great case study of how to grow a website, and you can check out the content and see how they've done it, but additionally, I think it's an awesome example of AI content actually ranking because from what I've seen, a lot of the content that's actually ranking, a lot of the keywords they're ranking for are related to AI content that they've created. So it's irrefutable proof that AI content ranks. Trader Fox says, "Have you tried integrating Perplexity with WordPress for auto blogging?" I actually don't really do any auto blogging anymore. I typically tend to find that if I create the pages one by one, and you can still use tools like auto blogging to help you, but when you're creating content one by one, I tend to find that gets better results. So you tend to just focus on quality, not quantity, and then also, there's a more quality controlled and accurate workflow, which means step by step, you can just make sure that content ranks longer and it's more likely to rank. Plus, it's easier to organize your website, right? So, for example, if I create 1,000 articles in like a couple of days, the internal linking and the site architecture requirements of that is just absolutely insane. It's too much work, right? Whereas, for example, if you generate articles one by one and you just do like maybe 2 or 3 a day, then typically I tend to find that content ranks faster, it ranks longer, and it's much easier to track the results of that as well. So that's what I'd recommend. But just going back to that, I think that you could probably link. So from what I've seen, Copper AI, and I'll try and pull it up right now, but I think that Copper AI actually allow you to insert the API from Perplexity, right? So if you go to your settings, let me share my screen right now and show you exactly what I mean. But I think this might be one of the easiest ways to do it. And I'm not giving you an affiliate link. Like I'm not trying to shield this or anything like that. I'm just showing you what's possible. So if you go to your settings over here, and then you go to your API keys over here, you can actually insert your Perplexity API key, right? So you can insert that right there. And then from there, if you really want to, again, I don't recommend this. Like I say, I'm recommending quality control content. But if you did want to, you can go to create content, bulk generation, and then from there, you can create the content using Perplexity's API, I believe. So yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do that. Otherwise, you might be able to do it with Make or something like that, but I've not tested it. Jasper Hero says, "I placed a link in the client's footer a long time ago. What do you think? Should I remove or disavow it or keep it there for now?" I think if you already built it and it's been there for years, no need to remove it, especially if it's not negatively impacted your rankings. So I wouldn't worry about it for now, but I just wouldn't recommend that practice, going over and over again. Frank Masotti said, "Thank you. Happy to help, mate." Jesse Cunningham is on the show. So welcome, Jesse. It's great to have you here, mate. If no one's seen Jesse's channel, he creates some of the best content in SEO. I would highly recommend checking it out. And George says, "Thanks for taking my question. I'm about to sign a $6,000 a month retainer for links with you. Looking forward to getting started. Been talking to Stephanie." So Stephanie is an awesome account manager that I've personally trained and been working alongside with for about 3 or 4 years now. Yeah, she's absolutely fantastic. So appreciate you signing up, George, and looking forward to working with you. Thank you. Andre says, "Hi, Julian. Is Link Chest by SEO Buddy useful to bust my website rankings?" I haven't tested it, so I don't want to say whether it works or doesn't. But typically, I don't tend to go for like those openly shared link directories and that sort of thing, right? So I think what they have is a list of websites where you can easily collect lots of links from, right? I don't tend to use those because if they're public to everyone, then again, they have no exclusivity, right? And if anyone can get those backlinks again, there's no editorial process in place, which means that they're not scarce, they're not valuable, and there's no exclusivity. What I tend to prefer to focus on is the links that I know most people can't get. Because if most people can't get those backlinks, then they're exclusive to me and my website. And I know that I have a competitive advantage on everyone else. So I'd recommend that instead. Jasper Hero says, "Thank you, Julian. Happy to help, mate." And England are about to play football in, I think it's about 30 minutes. So I'm going to have to shoot off. But it's been absolutely amazing speaking with everyone today. I appreciate everyone who jumped on the live stream and great questions from everyone as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off in a second. But if you do just want to personalize everything that we've talked about today to your website to get more leads, traffic, and sales with SEO, to make more money with your website based on what's working for us and based on everything that I've shown you today, because I know it can be a little bit overwhelming, then on a one-to-one call, we can give you an SEO domination plan. You'll discover the secrets of link building. We'll answer any questions that you have, and you'll discover the best link building strategies for your website, plus how to outrank your competitors with link building. And this is a free call, so you can just jump on a call with us. If you want to hire us to do SEO for you, we're absolutely happy to help you. If not, we're just happy to help you either way, just like I am on these live streams. So appreciate everyone who's joined the live stream. If you've enjoyed it, if you've found value, I know I've answered every single question inside the comments right there. So if you've enjoyed it and it's helped you, please smash a like on it just so I can reach and help more people. And I will see you on the next one, my friends. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.